How you guys doing out there? My name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Crystal Edge Technology Screens using Smart Technology Gain, and yes, I am a huge gamer. Alright, just wanted to add a few things in here really quick. I feel that there are too many Xboxes. Way too many Xboxes. I mean, come on. I mean, for some people are going to sit there and go, oh yeah, but your PC master race, blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. I have been gaming before most of you were even born. Now, I was gaming when there was such things called vector graphics and Pong. A lot of you not. Two paddles and a ball bouncing forth across the screen, which was the highlight of my day. And at that particular time, that was like extreme graphics. Alright, so yeah, I've been gaming that long, and I've seen consoles. I guess the NES and the Genesis were actually Sega Master System. I'm gonna go farther back. You could say the NES and the Sega Master System, even the Atari, the ColecoVision. You know, these old systems back in the day. I've never seen so many consoles come out in one freaking hit. Like so many of them. Heck, I even remember Atom. I don't know if anyone actually is watching this video, if you remember a gaming system called Atom, look that up. You thought the Xbox One was big. I think it was gigantic. Matter of fact, if you thought the Xbox One was big, you should check out the Neo Geo. Neo Geo was gigantic too. Alright, so anyway, what I want to talk about here is, I mean, the title of this video is So Many Xboxes, So Little Time. And the reason why it's named that is because I have, let me go over here and get this back on here again. My PC goes some time out. Yeah, that is the app that's actually on my computer, my Windows 10. This is on my work computer. My work computer can actually run games on it. It's pretty much a gaming computer anyway. But anyway, this is the Xbox app that's on Windows 10, which is another frightening story on its own right there, because that means PC gamers can play Xbox games, and everybody was talking about that. But yeah, this isn't actually showing you the app. So if I were to set up my wife's account and sign in, I could actually go in and play games on my PC with the Xbox. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, so and here's the thing, right? I don't know why anybody, just want to put this out there, would buy the Scorpion, and when you can basically play your games on a PC, which will be 10 times more powerful than the Scorpion. Just putting that out there. Just really putting that out there. Anyway, okay, so what I want to talk about is the reason why I'm calling this so many Xboxes, so little time, is because think about it. For those of you who went out and bought the Nightmare Xbox 360, you know what I'm talking about. When they came out with the Pro, which was the 20 gig hard drive, they came out with the 50 gig hard drive or 60 gig hard drive. I think it was 60 gig hard drive. Then they came out with a 120-inch hard drive, which was the Elite system, which was not supposed to burn out, which did burn out because I have one of those too. And then they had the Gears of War limited edition, which was a red Xbox, which had a 500 gig hard drive in there. I had that one too. That one also too caught fire or burnt out or whatever happened, but it did malfunction. Then you had the tray malfunction. There was a whole bunch of crap that went on with those boxes. They were freaking nightmares. But the gaming was fun, man. The gaming was really, really fun, and I really enjoyed it, so I kept buying them. So I would drop like freaking $400 on an Xbox 360, and then about a couple months later, it would red ring on me, and I'd go out and buy another one. So pretty much after I added up my library, I pretty much bought a high entry level PC, and I have a ton of games to go with that console, including a lot of freaking downloadable content. So yeah, I spent a lot of money. Alright, so now the Xbox One pops up on the scene, and I start doing some research on Xbox One, but then they came out with the DRM, and I didn't want to go down that route, so I went for the PS4, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm a bigger fan of Xbox One due to the fact of the controller. Now, a lot of people think, oh, because you're an Xbox lover, you're an Xbox fanboy. No, it's a controller, because there was a console system called Dreamcast, and Dreamcast had a controller that was similar to the Xbox, and that's why I jumped on it. The original Xbox, so I jumped on it. So, with that being said, I just became an Xbox fanboy because I got sold on the controller, and also too they came out with Unreal Tournament. I'm a big Unreal Tournament fan, so that's another reason why I stayed with their console. All right, so I guess it was because of the exclusives, because you had the Gears of War and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed. And then you had Halo and all that. If I didn't mention that already, yeah, I was a big fan. I'm a big fan of Halo. So anyway, with that being said, I stayed with that 360. I stayed with that broken marriage, and I continued to buy the systems even though they kept red ringing on me. Alright, long story short, let's get this moving on. Then the Xbox One came out and they had the DRM. A lot of people flipped. You know what I mean? They went nuts over it, and they were saying, okay, I don't want to do this. I'll go with the PS4, you know, so on and so forth. So that nonsense passed on, and Xbox One decided they weren't going to do the DRM, but they were going to package the Kinects, which a lot of people didn't want that freaking thing to begin with, because the Kinects on the 360 was like, ugh. It worked. It worked at times. It worked at times, but it wasn't something that was going to revolutionize gaming as we see it. So that's what they claimed, because Microsoft does basically build up a lot of hype around their stuff, and then it doesn't come out the way you think it's going to come out. All right. Anyway, so you buy the Xbox One with the 500 gig hard drive, and you find out that your games are going to have to be downloaded to your hard drive, and they're going to use 20 to 40 gigs, and you're going to kill off your hard drive space. And then people are coming out with all these interesting ideas, like attaching portable hard drives and all this other nonsense to basically get more hard drive space in order to be able to play more games. And there's always tutorial videos popping up all over YouTube on people trying to show you different ways on how to get more hard drive space out of the Xbox One. And basically there are people showing tutorial videos, basically how the PS4 and the Xbox One have 500 gig hard drives and how fast you can deplete the hard drive. Now what I understand is you're bringing the system out, and they claim these systems, mind you, go back to the beginning when they did these shows, because everybody just forgets about that part. Go back to the beginning when they started doing the press conference and all this stuff about the new systems, and they were supposed to do 4K, and they're supposed to have all this power and these different specs. Well, why would you take a system that has that kind of power and put a 500 gig hard drive in there, including Sony, which means Sony was planning to go DRM, but they see Microsoft fall on their face and decided to back up and say, oh heck no. But still, there's a 500 gig hard drive in their console system, which proves they were going to go DRM too, knowing that the games are 20 to 40 gigs apiece. It would deplete the hard drive. Alright, so let's move on from there. So now you go out, and your biggest problem with the Xbox, not only with the fact that it's doing 900p and probably under 30 frames per second, you are having a problem with hard drive space. So Xbox comes out with the 1 terabyte hard drive, and you go out and you buy that. Well, I don't know if anybody who has the 500 gig hard drive. I bought the 1 terabyte from the door for my wife. But if you had the 500 gig hard drive, you probably would either upgrade your system or modify it, or you would basically go in and just get rid of that and sell on eBay and go out and buy the 1 terabyte. So you go buy the 1 terabyte hard drive, and it's still 900p at 30 frames per second. No, it doesn't make a difference if you have a 4K TV or an HD TV at 1080p. It's still going to be 900p on your system, so you got sucky graphics. Alright, so with that being said, I know I say that a lot. They come out with the they have an Xbox Slim coming out, and that's supposed to be smaller. So then now they find out that it's not going to be as small as everybody thought it was going to be. So that's another one. So I guess you're going to get rid of your 1 terabyte and get that. Or those of you who haven't bought one yet will actually buy the sorry, not the Xbox. That's another one. I'm getting mixed up here. There's that many. They have the micro or slim box, and then behind the slim box they have the S box, which is supposed to do 4K. So pretty much what you were supposed to get in the first system, which was the Xbox One, which was supposed to be the 4K, now you're paying for it now a couple of boxes later. So for those of you who have the 500 gig hard drive, follow with me, this is going to get really confusing. You're going to probably sell your system to get the S box, or those of you who own the terabyte is going to sell it to get the S box, or maybe those of you who didn't buy it all is just going to jump and get the S box. Yeah, okay, so now you get the S box and you have that, but it doesn't do full 4K, it does compressed 4K, and it's not compatible with a lot of TVs, which means you might have to go out and spend money for another TV to make it compatible with the box. Kind of getting what I'm getting here. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know. When they sat there and said that they're going to make all their games compressed 4K, remember what they said about the whole backwards compatibility. Alright, so just think about that one. Now, after you go through that nightmare, then you have the Scorpion coming out. Now, the Scorpion's coming out. It's supposed to be better than all those boxes. So you go out and I guess you sell whatever you got to do, eBay it, and whatever you got to do to get the Scorpion. So now you already bought the S box, but now you got to get the Scorpion because the Scorpion is the next box. The funny thing about this, which I find hilarious, is they're openly telling you that they're doing this, and people see nothing wrong with this. And then people want to come at PC gamers and say, hey, you guys you spend so much money on all this and all this, and at least I don't have to pay $300 for a CPU. Pretty much when you think about it, you have bought even if you bought 20 games. Now when games first launch in the library, they're at least about 50 to 60 bucks a piece. You don't really start seeing used games for a while because you have to have people come in and bring games in to make them used games. So it takes a while for a game become used, and then a certain game that you're looking for, you have to wait for that person to get tired of that game to bring it in so you can have that game used. So the problem with that is, by then, when you first start off your library is going to start for probably about 5 or 3 games. So you're talking about 60 bucks a piece. You know, that's about 180 bucks right there. You've already spent on games. Now, just mind you, then you got controllers, and you got your online subscription you got to pay for, and then you got the game itself, which the console itself is going to be about 500 bucks. You just bought a PC right there. Now, when you consider that right there, as down through time, say 3 years down the line or 4 years down the line or whatever time down the line, you have already have about $3,000, $4,000 worth of gaming software already in your library. You already have that there. So when you consider the fact that you have already bought a PC like 4 times already, consider that. Just think about that. Just think about that. Really seriously think about that. Add it up. How many Xboxes does it take to make a PC? Apparently it takes almost, well, I say a low entry level PC, low entry level. Apparently it takes about 4 to 5. Because if they did this right the first time, and mind you, they had this technology. These systems aren't that far apart. So the Scorpion, is my screen going off again? The Scorpion, judging on the specs of it, they could have easily put that into the Xbox One, the original system that they bought out when it first came out, but they didn't. They basically milked this system all the way up into the Scorpion. Now, Scorpion's supposed to be their top-of-the-line system, but who's to say that what's the next system going to be after Scorpion? And the next system after that, and the next system after that. So you're going to continue buying these systems, and then they'll come out and say, hey, guess what? I'm sorry, but this system's not going to be backwards compatibility. Oh, heck no, it's not going to be backwards compatibility, because then you have to rebuy your whole entire library all over again. This is money, people. This is all about money. This is corporation. This is money. Reason why I'm saying PC is the way to go, because with PC, all I have to do is just build my system. I can put in media, even with low entry level hardware, my system's still more powerful than a console system. So this is my top of line machine right here. I don't have to update this machine for freaking years. It is still more powerful than a Scorpion. And 5 or 6 Scorpions is actually more powerful than a Scorpion. So I don't have to go through that crap, man. I don't have to worry about that crap. I don't have to worry about backwards compatibility. I don't have to worry about paying for online pay. It's just, and then on top of that, once I build it, this is it. I'm done. That's it. No, I don't have to worry about going, oh, a new system's coming out or so and so and so. I don't have to go through that. If I want to upgrade my graphic card, I can. My graphic card's pretty good, so I'm good to go. You know. So I don't know. Just putting that out there. I don't know if anybody's seeing this, but come on, somebody's got to be like, come on, man. Somebody's got to be sitting home saying, damn, I just bought the freaking 500 gig hard drive. Now I gotta buy a terabyte. Damn, I just bought the terabyte. So now I gotta go out and I gotta buy a slim because it's smaller. Damn, I gotta buy an S because it has 4K now. Something that should have came out on the original one. Damn, I gotta buy the Scorpion. See, you get what I'm talking about here. Alright, so that's pretty much what I'm saying right there. I mean, really, I'm just saying. And then you buy the Scorpion, and you got people on PC that have hardware beyond the Scorpion's imagination, and they're playing your games in true 4K. Because I guarantee you the Scorpion, when it comes out, just like they said the Xbox One, it's probably going to have some form of compressed 4K, and it's not going to be true 4K. And it's going to be very expensive. And if they do basically pull it off where they can do 4K on that machine, it is going to be very expensive. I mean, really expensive. Very, very expensive. Alright guys, that's basically about it. Not to put anybody down. I love all gamers. As usual, just trying to give you guys some knowledge on this. To tell you the truth, I don't know if anybody else is seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. But I just had to voice my opinion on this matter. You guys all have a good one. I got to get back to work.